come to the bold analysis. The bloody confrontation between the residents and the police in Ikolomani over the 683 billion gold exploits in the region. Locals attacked a police convoy, leaving 25 policemen injured. Moments after, also 3 residents were shot. The frustration escalated, and the venue for the public participation was attacked and the local school ransacked. The confrontation in Ikolomani is a dangerous ticking time bomb that the government, and to be specific, Hassan Joho, cannot afford to look otherwise. And I want us to delve deep into this developing story from Kakamega that I will be closely following in this podcast. Kindly subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell and like our videos. Subscription is absolutely free. And for those who are asking how to subscribe, click your subscription, then a notification bell there. So the advantage is if we publish a video, you will not miss our well-analyzed analysis. We give it a deeper perspective in every video that we take. Citizen TV reports on how the residents turned against the police, beating up and of course attacking the convoy over a public participation that never materialized. I want us to listen to that here.
Gunshots, tear gas, stones. Isulu in Ikolomani transformed from a quiet gold mining community into a full-blown battleground. What began as a relatively calm day quickly descended into chaos as hundreds of residents clashed with police in fierce-running battles. The confrontation turned deadly. 3 people were shot and killed, while 25 police officers and several journalists were injured in the mayhem.
Wanatuua bila hatia, na kama sisi hakuna shamba ya serikali hapa, shamba ni yetu, watu waachie nafasi yetu. Sisi hatutaki mambo mengi, jamaa huyu msungu aende.
Nilisaliwa hapa, nitakufia hapa. Sitahama. Tumekataa. Wacha watu uwe.
The clash erupted over a planned NEMA public participation exercise linked to Shanta Gold Company's proposed extraction of gold, valued at roughly 680 billion shillings. Residents say they oppose the project, warning it will displace around 800 families and strip them of their livelihoods.
Walisema mambo ilikuwa 3. Community, serikali na Nehema. Walisema kati ya hao watu 3, kama community imekataa, kazi haiwezi kufanyika. Sasa sisi community tumekataa. Hatutaki kwa sababu hatukukubaliana vile tulitaka.
Sisi hatutaki maneno ya shanda. Kwa vile tukikaribisha shanda tutakula wapi? Hakuna maneno kama hiyo. Mimi kama mama nakula kwa karai, nakula kwa ponje. Hakuna maneno ya mashini.
Nimetoka Migori, nimekuja kufanya biashara hapa ili niweze kulisha watoto wangu juu mimi ni mjane, na sasa hao wanataka kutunyang'anya shamba, na watu wote Waluya wataenda kuishi wapi?
From Isulu, the group marched straight to Musali Mixed Day and Boarding Senior School, the designated venue for the NEMA meeting. Their anger was unleashed on chairs, books, and shelves. Police who have launched investigations into the incident say the protests appear to have been orchestrated by a criminal gang with specific targets in mind.
Any sane person cannot go and destroy a school where children acquire knowledge. I think this must be fellows with a very ill motive in the community. And I want to assure the public that we will want to pursue the perpetrators of this heinous act to the logical end and ensure that they are brought to book.
2 police officers who sustained serious injuries are currently receiving treatment at Kakamega County General Teaching and Referral Hospital.
It is very unfortunate. But one thing I have to say, the issue of gold is very emotive in Western Kenya. Even in my place, our constituency, in our county of Siaya, gold mining is emerging as the biggest economic activity in that area, even though it has been riddled with cases of people getting buried in those gold mines, or rather the gold mine accidents that do claim lives of innocent people there. Nevertheless, it is a big thing in Western Kenya. If you come from Western Kenya, you'll actually agree with me that it is a big thing. It is high time that really the government gets it right in that area. But this one, the confrontation there seemed to have been premeditated, in the sense that people knew what was going there. I have, of course, the report about the gold mine, 683 billion gold mine. The report came some time, but I've been wondering how the company, the British company that wants to exploit that gold, how they were going to get 350 acres in a rural setup in Kakamega. And I think this video clip by Ayub Savula tells you that there is some disconnect within the community, between the community and the new investor here.
County government ya Kakamega ijakuwa involved in this organization ya public participation. Tulipata barua jana kutoka NEMA tuje hapa Bushangala Technical Training College tufanye public participation na wananchi wa hapa. Wananchi wa hapa wajakuwa involved, wajakuwa prepared kwa hii public participation. Hii ni ukora mtupu inafanywa. Na sisi tumesema kama county government hakuna public participation tutafanywa hapa kama wananchi hawajahusika. Hii ni vitu ya utoto hiyo. Itakubaliana. Kwa sababu kwa ile report tumepata wanasema hivi, na mnisikize vizuri. Hii report wanasema mining sites wanataka kuchukua hapa ni 337 acres. Na wanachukua kwa miaka 7. Nauliza waziri Joho, uko wapi ukitaka kuumiza hawa watoto wa Ikolomani? Ya pili, wanasema displace 800 people. 800 people watu wataenda wapi? Watachukua mashamba yao wapi? Wanasema watatoa power line electricity kutoka Mumias mpaka hapa. Stima hizi zote zitapotea. Hawajaweka provision ya stima. Maji wanasema watachukua maji from River Yala ya kufanya hiyo mining. Wachauzisha county government. That's why we are opposed na lima tulinde watu wa Ikolomani. Wanasema hii mining itatoka hapa. Itapelekwa Siaya penye wanajenga mine huko Ramula for processing. Hapana, tuna mradi wetu hapa wa mining hapa. Hiyo tunaopose. Na tunauliza baada ya miaka 7 hiyo, hizo mashamba watatoa wapi udongo wakuja kuziba tena? Kwa sababu udongo utakuwa unaenda wapi? Siaya, Ramula. Na kazi sharing hata ya kazi wajasema wangapi watapata kazi. Tunaelewa NEMA license wajapewa. Sisi kama serikali ya county government tunaenda kotini kusimamisha wasipewe NEMA license. Tutaki hiyo maneno ya NEMA license. Hawezi pewa NEMA license. Na hii public participation hatuwezi kubali. Tunataka waziri Joho aje hapa aambie ni vitu gani wameficha chini. Wanasema pia wanasema 9 learning institution, shule 10 including hii Bushangala Technical College zote zitapomolewa. Hii inawezekana kweli? Ikolomani inawezekana? Halafu wanasema 20,000 artisanal miners, hinyu wadogo hivi. 20,000 wale wanafanya vitu zao hapa saa hii. Ati mtafunga kwa sababu kampuni kubwa itakuwa imeingia, alafu hata wasemi wa vijana watalipwa nini? Hiyo report tutatupa nje. Ndio hivyo?
You need to remember, immediately this story came out, there was a live session by Citizen, and Hassan Joho, who is the CS for mining, explained that there was going to be a public participation and that there will be a stakeholder approach between the company and the community to make sure that the community benefit from this project.
Sulu kwa mifano ya iliyopita kwamba hata pakipatikana madini wakati fulani, hofu yao ni kwamba huenda wasifaidike. Hiyo ndio hofu yao, huenda wasifaidike. Unahakikishia vipi waziri kwamba wewe utafanya juu chini wale wananchi wafaidike na madini yanayopatikana katika ardhi yao?
Very well, Rashid, nataka nikuhakikishie kwamba mimi nitahakikisha kwanza kuna mkataba. There is an agreement between the investor and the community. Tukubaliane hapo. Tutaiweka wazi, tutakuwa na first will form a committee of the community there. Wajichaguane, wachague ile the top committee wao wenyewe wachaguane. Wakileta hiyo first it will liaise between the investment and the community. Two, there shall be an agreement. There shall be an agreement signed between the investor and the community. So the community should not worry. But Rashid, I want to say something. Mimi hii wiki iliyopita tulishika foreigners wasopungua 10 tukawa deport that had set up mining in the same area, na walikuwa wanafanya kazi mingi sana na wananchi wako pale na walikuwa pale. But what I wonder is that why is it that we don't have a problem with illegal mining or an illegality, but when we try to structure it, it becomes a problem, you know? So when we structure it is when we can oversee. Mimi unajua mimi Rashid kibinafsi kama Hassan Joho, mimi ni mtu wa kutetea haki za wananchi. Mimi nitakuwaje nione wananchi wanadhulumiwa na nyamaze? Mimi ni kuwapanga kwamba waone maslahi.
And one of the big thing, and I think government must get it right. It is not easy to displace to get 350 acres of land belonging to the community and hand it over to the company for that. Nevertheless, I honestly agree that the money, the 350 billion, is big money that would actually benefit the county, or rather benefit the locals. The big question is this: how is the local community in Ikolomani going to benefit from the 683 billion gold exploits there? You know, I've listened to statements on some witness statements or testimonials from the community on the way the whole thing is being done, and it looks some con games. Really, when you listen to people narrating how some people brought forms telling them watalipewa SHA, telling them there will be built road, there will be this and that, all these it is not being done in a manner that I would expect even if government imejua there is a 603 billion gold exploit in Ikolomani, in Kakamega. The manner in which the people have been left, they're roaming around the community, lying to the local community just to sign some papers to agree so that they give their land, tells on how this thing is being done, Shodi.
Claiming the company and some officials want to clear the entire village to make way for the large-scale mining.
They want other foreigners from outside wakuje, wao ndio wakuwa wanachukua mali yetu wakipeleka kwao.
Sasa sisi kama wananchi wa hapa ama wenye tunafanya hiyo kazi, tumeonelea kwamba hiyo mambo ya shanda hatutaki.
Residents accuse the company of disguising the visit as government inspections and a NEMA only to later claim they have been licensed to mine.
Alafu wakati tumeambiwa na kuja Bushangala, tumeambiwa ni NEMA sio shanda. So wanajaribu kutuficha sisi, hataki tujue kitu kinafanyika.
Those facing possible eviction say they were not properly consulted.
Walikuwa wanakuja na makaratasi, sort of form, wanapatia mama, wanasema tunakuletea tunaenda kuregister, tunataka kuregister weisha, tunataka kuleta electricity, tunataka kuwaletea maji, tunataka huwa unalipwa pesa every month.
For many here, small-scale mining and farming are the only sources of income. They are accusing the government of betrayal since they believe the government is part of this whole plan.
serikali yetu ya Kenya, usituuze sisi, mambo ya ukoloni iliisha kitambo sana.
Ndio.
Sisi hapa hii dhahabu Ikolomani ndio chakula chetu. Sisi hatulimi mashamba. Tunatumia dhahabu kama kusomesha watoto wetu, kufanya mambo mengine tofauti.
Why do we treasure the foreigners more than your own people?
Tumenyimwa kabisa kibali cha kuchimba. Lakini tunashangaa foreigner amekuja, amepewa idhini akuje kuhamisha watu ili yeye achimbe hiyo madini.
And with this kind of testimonials coming from the people, you will not expect it to happen peacefully. I really agree. And we have to be all fair. Communities giving land. Of course, the government wants royalties. They want royalties. And for so long, gold mining in Western Kenya has been done by some unscrupulous fellows, some companies. It is done in here. I see the way mwenye shamba, kuna some money, I'm told, ikipatikana kwako, you're giving some 100,000 as soon as deposit. Then people come and some people masquerading as intermediaries there. They come and buy hizo shimo. And then they employ people to come and do the digging and do the work. Then ikifika Friday unapewa mchanga. Sasa hii mchanga ndio unaenda kuuza. Not kuuza, rather, you're going to process it. Ukipata gold yako, depending on your size, then you take to the buyer, and that chain goes there. That the whole gold chain, to me, is very unfair to first the community and hata mwenye hiyo shamba. It is not. And I agree when Joho said it should be done in a structured manner. But the structured manner must ensure that the community is the principal beneficiary. 683 billion, government is going to collect royalty. But what is in it for the people? And when you want to displace people, wakuachia shamba, even for 8 years, na hii kitu unataka hii gold unataka kukusanya hapa ni 603 billion. Really, why don't you just give these people good money? Why don't you give good money like 5 million, even 3 billion each family? So that hata mtu kama anaenda kujipanga somewhere else, ataenda kujipanga, najua anaenda kujenga boma yake mahali, then atarudi hapa. 2 million is enough for someone to go and get land mahali, anue hata shamba ya 300,000 somewhere else, a set up, anzishe life, hata akirudi huku after 7 years, it will make sense. But there is some under deals being cut here, and it is becoming very dangerous. What has happened is quite unfortunate. And I've seen the video of that policewoman. Huyo mwenye ameumia kwa hiyo fracas. I'm told 3 locals have been shot. And again, 25 policemen are also hospitalized. Even though as tumeona moja, but the locals are saying it was a very bloody encounter. Plus, hiyo shule imeharibiwa. What really means here is the issue of the gold in Ikolomani must be addressed, and the local leadership cannot afford to go quiet with it, because how is the community going to benefit? Just make it clear, make it public, make it make sense. So that if people are giving land, they know, yes, we're giving land, but this is how we are also going to benefit. It is also important that everything is done in a transparent manner. One thing is lacking in the gold, especially in the mining sector, is transparency. And lack of transparency is intentional, because people want to cut deals on table. I agree. I strongly feel that our gold resources in the country, or our mining resources in the country, could be huge, but it is misrepresented or or underrepresented or underappropriated for some systematic benefit within the system. But if you get such an exploit, I strongly believe the community needs to benefit. Licensing without due process is what is causing all this. And I believe Joho cannot afford to go quiet on these Ikolomani clashes. Thank you.